So how many deals have you funded so far? And let's walk us through like the size of the deal, the commissions and whatnot, and how this is changing your business currently.
That deal was $183,000 loan amount, and I made almost $7,000.
Wow. Okay.
From that particular transaction. So that particular transaction loan amount was about $123,000, nothing like massively major, but at the same time, I made more than $4,000. I forgot to mention too, I just had one that closed yesterday through another one of the vendors too. So I forgot about that. And we have a $2 million transactional funding deal that we're trying to get closed by the end of this month.
Everyone, Oz Konar here with Business Lending Blueprint. We have another session here with one of our amazing members, Brandi Sams, here with us. So I just want to ask her a couple of questions, and I thought it would be a good idea for us to record this so you can witness her progress and what she's been up to and how things are going. And maybe for an opportunity for you guys to work with her. She's an amazing lady and she works really, really hard. So I admire her posts and what she's been doing in our community. So I wanted to bring her on. Brandi, great to have you here. How are you?
Thanks, Oz. I'm wonderful. Thank you for the invitation. I truly appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Great to have you in our community. So why don't you just take a moment and introduce yourself to us and what you do and how people can reach you.
No problem. My name is Brandi Sams, and I am the co-founder of Great Bay Lending, which is a commercial lending company that also handles residential multifamily, and we are expanding. So residential lending is what I've been doing for well over the past 10 years. I've been in real estate for 18 years. And after finding the business lending blueprint, I decided to venture off from more corporate into more self-entrepreneurial and give other people the opportunity to maximize on their talents. We believe in being honest and transparent with our clients. We are educators, we are not salespeople. And so we deal with strategy and long-term wealth building. So this is a great opportunity for us to have additional referral partners, brokers that we assist in making sure that their clients are taken care of. So that is what I do, and part of why I am super excited to be here today.
That's awesome. So who's an ideal client for you, Brandi?
On the residential side of the business, we work with clients that are 580 and above, but typically our clients are going to be those that are about 50% of them are self-employed, and they're looking for some traditional and non-traditional options. So we work with a lot of non-QM loans along with traditional conventional FHA, VA borrowers, and or they're going to be W-2 employees that are typically our average client income size is going to be $75,000 and above. And so because we work in multiple states and metroplexes, then in terms of their interest level, their average loan sizes are going to be somewhere between 200 and 500,000. On the multifamily and light commercial side, we deal with a lot of investors. So I come from a family of people who are in real estate in different aspects. And so does my business partner, who also has lots of properties on the East Coast where he has another office there. And so we cater to those people who need to really understand how to use financing as a tool to build wealth, because that's really actually what it is. And if you think about it more like a tool, it's like anything else you're building. You need to find the right loan program that's going to assist you with the correct strategy that you're trying to implement in order to have a successful transaction in the first place. Oftentimes people find issues and challenges because they're trying to marry apples and oranges and not apples to apples. And so that's kind of where we come in as more consultants, with conversing with people about true strategy and making sure you understand that in real estate, you not only need an entrance strategy, you need a maintenance and an exit strategy. And so that's where we kind of come in.
Wow, that's really impressive. I mean, a couple of the statements you made will definitely make you enemies with Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman when it comes to financing and debt and all of that stuff. I actually got into an argument with Dave Ramsey on Facebook on how he was calling every bit of debt really bad and stay away from it. I'm like, no, not really. I disagree. If you're using it to build wealth, a lot of the wealthy people, actually most wealthy people, use other people's money. So you can't just label it across the board. So I understand that you're using similar terminology as far as how people can build wealth by using other people's money, financing, I think, which is a really smart way to do it, because honestly, you can only save up so much to get started, right? So you got to be smart to use other financing options. And what you do and what we do at Blueprint is teaching people and training people so they can understand their options. This is the most important part, especially in the United States and Canada. People, I'm sure you witness this every day, people don't know their options. They just want to accomplish something and they really don't know if that's even doable. And before they even check with a consultant, they kind of give up on the idea because they think, that will never work, you know?
Mhm. Very much so.
So you've been in the lending industry through the real estate. So what made you decide to join the Blueprint?
So I had already been taking, I've been working in the commercial side a little bit for
Yeah.
a few years, but residential was like primary. And I wanted to expand, and I saw the Blueprint as an opportunity for me to learn about other aspects of lending. Not that I was necessarily unfamiliar with, but that I've not been able to necessarily partner with some of my existing clients on. And then I also saw it as an opportunity to diversify the type of financing for longevity of my company. Because right now rates are super great, right? Everyone's like, let's refinance, let's buy, let's buy. However, I've been in the business long enough to know it's cyclical. And so you definitely need some sort of diversification when it comes to that, if you really want to have true consistency with your income. So I saw it as an opportunity to really learn more about like lines of credit. And I've worked with a lot of business owners. And so it's helpful to kind of have more of a counseling approach with them, and you become their true consultant for life.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things we pride ourselves on doing. So I thought it was a great opportunity to learn, and I have not regretted it since. So
I mean, you nailed it. As consultants, if anyone is calling themselves consultants, you got to have access to options, right? If all you have is just one option, I mean, it's just that's all you have. That's not good for the client, and that's definitely not good for you, because over the years, I've noticed this, and you probably have noticed in the past, a lot of money is left on the table because if the client is not a good fit for what you have at the moment, well, you can't really do much with it, right? Unless you want to wing it, which is not a good strategy. So having more access to multiple streams of lending options gives options to your client, and also for you creates multiple streams of income, which is an ideal win-win-win situation across the board, I think. So you did realize that, and you became an active member in our community. So let's talk about your progress here so far. I know you and I have been chatting through a messenger quite a few times on the deals that you're working on, and you close a bunch of deals. So let's talk some numbers if you don't mind. So how many deals have you funded so far? And let's walk us through like the size of the deal, the commissions and whatnot, and how this is changing your business currently.
okay, sure. So there have definitely been multiple ones, but I think that it's most relevant to talk about the most recent two because they just happened in the last few days. So the most recent two transactions that I had one was a blanket loan purchase of, it was supposed to be 4 properties, but 2 of the properties actually did not make the value that the seller wanted.
Yeah.
And so it kind of, it changed the structure of it, right? That deal was $183,000 loan amount, and I made almost $7,000.
Wow. Okay.
From that particular transaction. And then I had another transaction. So that one closed on Friday. And then just, what was it? Tuesday? No, actually, the other one closed on Friday. That one closed this past Tuesday. I'm trying to keep track of them now. So, then I had another transaction that closed on Friday, and actually I'm doing multiple deals for this particular investor. They owned about 12 different properties. We initially did another blanket loan. The first one was a purchase. This one was a blanket loan refinance. And we refinanced 5 of their properties for now. Of the 12, because 3 of them came in undervalue, and then the other 2 they're purchasing on lease with the option to buy. Okay. So we're going, and another one they're going to refinance individually. So that particular transaction loan amount was about $123,000, nothing like massively major, but at the same time I made more than $4,000. So both of those actually, interestingly enough, were with So our partner, the one who assists us, was extremely instrumental in pushing us over to be able to get these things to closing. Because when it comes to real estate, as we were talking before, there can be little things like someone would say, "Oh, well, this one didn't make value, so there's nothing we can do." No, 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 no.
That's not the case.
Those didn't, but these did. We can still close on these. So we just kind of made it happen. The client is happy, and they're actually coming back, and I have 3 more loans to start for them this week.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I love about real estate clients, they almost always come back, especially when you're dealing with investors, right? So if you're dealing with an investor with multiple, you've done a blanket loan, so they have more properties that you haven't touched yet. It's going to come around, and later that they need more help from you, and they know a lot of people. Usually, they're in the similar situation because people hang out with people who are like themselves. So it just creates this network effect, the flywheel effect over time. And you've done 2 of them, and for those of you listening and you have no clue what Brandi's talking about when it comes to like blanket loans and all that stuff, well, you learn all of that through our partners within the Blueprint, so you don't need to be an expert. But I think more importantly, you have access to experts like her. As you can tell, she knows what she's talking about. She's literally done these deals like right before our meeting. So these are like done deals in the books. She's getting paid on. So that's another important thing. So the training and access to lenders are important, but access to our community of brokers who can help you with your deals and help you close them is another asset that I value quite a bit. That gives me an opportunity to get to know very special people like Brandi. So Brandi, what would you tell someone who's maybe looking into the Blueprint, trying to see if that's a good fit for them or not? Who's the right customer for the Blueprint training?
I think that I forgot to mention too, I just had one that closed yesterday through another one of the vendors too. So I forgot about that. And we have a $2 million transactional funding deal that we're trying to get closed by the end of this month.
Is that what, line of credit?
The transactional funding, not necessarily a line of credit. It's just the short-term bridge loan.
Okay.
For a client who's trying to purchase. I think they're trying to, my business partner is handling the majority of that for that right now, but it's a $6 million deal. They have financing for a portion, and then we're coming in with the bridge through a connection that we have through the Blueprint. And creating the short-term bridge money that they need for the purchase that will allow them to go ahead and take possession of the property while they're selling some other property, pay that loan off, and then move on to the sunset.
That right there is very creative financing. Most people just pass on that, saying that, oh, there's no way this is happening, or this is too complicated. Mm-hmm. You're literally bridging things to make that happen. That's great.
So I would tell someone, I think that the perfect person who wants to take advantage of the business lending Blueprint, because I actually thought about buying like a Lendio franchise over the time, and that's like 50 grand just to think about it. That's not how much it costs to actually get started. Like it's $50,000, right? To just think about it. And the business lending Blueprint is such a fraction of that, right? But that I gave that number because since January on the commercial side of my business, I've already made more than that in gross commissions, right? There's expenses, of course, but for a fraction of the cost, right? I've made the same amount as to think about something that would not have made me money yet. And so that was huge for me, was just the opportunity. If nothing else, what I think the business lending Blueprint did for me, if I had never made a dime, it opened my eyes to know that I could believe in the fact that I had opportunities and I just needed to go get there, and it helped bridge the gap for me in learning and education. But because I did make money, another reason why I would say that the business lending Blueprint is something that you really need to invest in is because you spend so much time investing in other people with no return, right? Except for maybe what someone else decides that you need to make or you deserve to make. This really gives you the opportunity and the freedom to connect with vendors who can put you in position for you to have true control over your financial future, for you and your family. And for someone like me who's had recent loss of loved ones and different things like that, time is short. And I just think that if you're someone who's committed to yourself, who's dedicated, who can be patient with yourself, because it was definitely different learning some of these new terms. I'm still trying to learn about factoring. I don't have that situated, so I'm not here saying I have it all. But just pick something in the business lending blueprint to focus on. And I promise you that if you stay diligent, you will make money.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, you nailed it. A lot of the times we have people who are comparing us to, like you said, like a franchise concept. Oh, this company offers a franchise system. It's, turnkey and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but how much? Well, I don't know, like 100,000. How much before you start making money? I was like, oh, I don't know. So to buy into a franchise doesn't make you money immediately. That's just like you said, getting access to, well, I guess their system, whatever you want to call it. So it might be working, but why not invest into a system and learn? And like you said, in a relatively short amount of time, I think if you compare your investment to your ROI, it's, I don't know how many times ROI that you generated through this in a relatively short amount of time. Let's not forget that regardless of what you invest in, the ball is in your court. If you're willing to do the work, you're entrepreneurial. So that's I guess the biggest misconception when it comes to franchises, right? I'm not against them. It's just people think that will replace what they need to do on their own. So right. Brandi was the one who went out and made those deals happen. She's the one who studied the content in there. She built the partnership. So you being the hardworking person and following through the training will get you to success. It's not the other way around. No one is you're not gonna wake up one day and you're gonna have money deposit into your bank account blindly, right? It just doesn't work that way. That's why I wanna definitely emphasize that the people that we want in the blueprint are the ones similar to Brandi, who can work hard. They know what they want. They know that time is running out. Like, we don't know how much is left, right? So if you want to build a legacy, if you want to claim your financial freedom, you got to put into work. The challenge is you got to put into work through the right vehicle, because you don't have time to lose. I came across a lot of hardworking, smart people, ladies and gentlemen, right? But they've been following the wrong vehicle, which, I mean, probably the worst thing that can happen is you lose time and it puts you behind for a year, 2 years, 3 years. It's tough to recover from that, right? Because it kind of shakes up your belief in yourself, the industry, and everything else. So for that reason, anyone who's looking into this, I want you to take a deep look into it to decide if this is for you or not. And if you decide that's the case, well, come join the family. If that's not, it's okay. We're very transparent in our organization. So you can just check it out and tell us, awesome job, Oz, but not for me. But either way is fine. That's why I wanted to bring on Brandi, a very valuable member of our community. And soon we're going to be doing a live event, probably in Florida. So looking forward to seeing her and other members in that meeting. But any last thoughts you want to add, Brandi, before I let you go? I know you're busy.
Sure, I do. I want to just give this level of encouragement. I think that there is a reason why I think the word says that some plant, some water, but God gives the increase. And for me, that just means that there are certain people you're going to meet, or certain things or situations that happen that plant seeds. Certain environments will allow you to grow, but the God-given talent that you already have inside of you in the right environment is going to flourish no matter what. Wow. And I say that because before, I was more corporate, right? I wanted to do things that were more entrepreneurial. I had it in me. I've had other side businesses, things like that. Like, people had planted different seeds, right? I already have a successful, loan officer, transactional relationship with my clients on the residential side. But this sparked something in me to start investigating. Like, I found additional vendors from this. I have made other connections. There are commercial conferences I'm starting to go to. Now I've hired new loan officers that are working on my team, and I'm bringing leads. Like, this can be something even beyond, like, the business lending blueprint was something that helped expand my thought process more into what it is that I can do. And when I left the corporate side of things, I was concerned like anyone else, like, okay, so this is what I know. But to see that I'm on pace to make more money in less time than I made all last year, based on following certain steps that were already implemented. The community is awesome. Everyone supports you, but the freedom it is that it gives me now is something that I was locked in a cage before, and I don't feel like
Mm,
that any longer. And it's not because the business lending blueprint is a miracle, right?
right.
It's just because at the end of the day, some are here to plant seeds, some are here to water, but ultimately God gives the increase. And I feel like this was a part of that journey for me. And I think it can be a part of that journey for you. You just have to be self-reflective, do your part, just be patient with yourself and trust that it's going to be all right. And then just listen to people like Oz. I can't remember his name, but there's a guy that's in the group. He's so freaking encouraging, and he tells you how to make money off of every single client. He
Daniel Diaz.
Daniel is amazing.
He's a
Like
legend.
there's so many people who are amazing. Just know at the end of the day, this is not about you spending money. It's about you believing in yourself and then putting forth the effort that you give to other people for free to see exponential growth, and you'll be okay.
Wow. Well, amen to that. And I don't have anything else to add. You nailed it. And you inspired a bunch of people, I can tell you that. But again, so Brandi, how can they get a hold of you? If someone is interested in working with you, either broker deals or they're interested in your real estate offers, how can they get a hold of you?
So our website is greatbaylending.com. It's www.greatbaylending.com. That's my dog. He's saying hello.
Ah, lovely.
Our number is 800-249-0089. And you can, if you don't reach me, definitely leave a message. It's okay. I do return phone calls. But it gives you our other contact information on our website. So
That's awesome. So we'll make sure to have that contact information below this video for anyone who misses that, so they can directly go on your website or call you or reach out to you. But it's been a great pleasure, Brandi, to finally meeting you in person, even through Zoom only. But looking forward to meeting you in person as well at our event. But thank you for joining me tonight, and best of luck. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Thanks, Oz. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.